Hello, and welcome back to A Real Horror Show, the YouTube channel dedicated to all things horror. So firstly, I want to say I'm very sorry that I haven't uploaded a video in the past month. It's been such an extremely busy time for me as my girlfriend has come to visit from Mexico and we've been doing so many things in the past 2 months, including a trip to Italy. Yeah, it's been really hard to try and find time to make videos. But now I am back and today I am bringing you another trailer reaction video. And this time we're going to be taking a look at the new trailer for The Exorcist Believer.
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
Now I'm about a week late to this. I think this trailer dropped about a week ago or something and I still have not seen it. Again, that's because I've been extremely busy over the past month or so, but now it's finally time to check out this trailer. And honestly, I'm slightly scared for the wrong reasons. As I said, I haven't seen the trailer yet, and the only things that I know about this film is that it's a direct sequel that nobody asked for to William Friedkin's 1973 masterpiece, The Exorcist. And on top of that, the actress Ellen Burstyn, who portrayed Chris McNeil, Reagan's mother in the original film, is returning for this one. I'm really excited to see what her role is within this new movie. And the other thing I know about this film is that it's the start of a new Exorcist trilogy. Now that news would be somewhat really exciting if it wasn't for the fact that this is going to be directed by David Gordon Green, who of course directed and spearheaded the recent Halloween trilogy. We all know how that went down. And since we're on the topic of that discussion, my review for Halloween Ends is on this channel. To be honest, it was more of a rant video than it was a review, but I did cover a lot in that, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you go check that video out. It was a really fun movie to review and rant about, but yeah, yeesh. So yeah, it's safe to say that I'm not fully optimistic and quite scared to see what's going to be done with The Exorcist here. And I don't mean to sound really whiny, and I'm really not trying to be super critical of this. After all, I haven't even seen the trailer yet, and besides that, it's hard to be critical about something that hasn't even been released yet. So yes, I know I shouldn't be too critical of this, but the only reason I'm so passionate about it, I guess you could say, is that because this is The Exorcist. This is a big deal, especially for like horror fans. You know, the original Exorcist is known as, without a doubt, probably the most famous horror movie in history, and that's for good reason. In fact, in one of my recent videos, the video about elevated horror, I actually did a short review on The Exorcist within that video, so again, I recommend you go check that video out if you haven't seen it already. I do go into detail about why it is such a fantastic film. I mean, I could spend a whole video basically deconstructing, reviewing and talking about The Exorcist. But with that said, it's kind of unsurprising that they are doing something with the Exorcist franchise, especially since this year is the 50th anniversary of the original film. And also, it's not like we haven't had absolutely horrendous sequels to the original Exorcist in the past. So even if this does turn out to be a piece of I guess it's nothing new to the franchise. And that's not including Exorcist 3, by the way. This is such an underrated gem of a film. If you have not seen The Exorcist 3, I cannot recommend this film enough. You should definitely go and check this one out. I mean, we see Jason Miller return in this one, and it has such an incredible performance by the great Brad Dourif in this. Such a good film. In fact, I might even do a video just reviewing this film and talking about it. But yeah, I think I'm going off topic way too much. There will be time to discuss The Exorcist and obviously this trailer once I'm finished with it. So I'm going to watch the trailer and then afterwards give myself a few minutes to soak in what I've just seen, and then we'll have a discussion about it. Let's get to it. Okay, so before we jump into this, I think it's important that I say I am hoping to be pleasantly surprised by this. Obviously, as you know, I'm not very optimistic towards this new Exorcist trilogy project, but yeah, I am hoping that this will be a nice surprise because I want to be really excited for a new Exorcist film. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention we're joined by Pazuzu, the demon himself. So yeah, without further ado, Exorcist Believer, let's do this.
Good day. Hey, be home by dinner.
I love you. Good morning, Mr. Fielding.
Morning, Catherine.
And here are your daughters, Angela and Catherine. It's about 7 hours ago, and that's the last information we have.
Catherine!
Angela?
If you can hear this, we love you. Please come home.
Hey, you found her?
Scared by the Blumhouse logo.
You're just walking and walking. It's fine.
Angela, can you tell your dad how long you were gone?
A few hours.
Baby, you've been gone 3 days.
Oh, a glimpse of the music there.
What'd you say?
I didn't say nothing.
Thought I heard you say something.
Hey, baby. You okay?
Might be Captain Howdy she's hearing there.
Wherever those girls went, they brought something back with them.
The body and the blood of Jesus Christ.
Body in the blood? Body in the blood?
Catherine.
Body in the blood. The body in the blood. The body and the blood.
Catherine.
The body and the blood. The body and the blood.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Mommy?
No, but there are people out there who have.
You have some experience with possession.
Yes, more than I'd like.
It is nice to see her again, see her back for this. Whoa.
I believe you can help get our girls back.
Exorcism is a ritual. Every culture, every religion, they all use different methods. It's going to take all of them.
Don't be scared,
We've met before.
Mother.
So it is Pazuzu, the demon.
What did you do?
Is that Catherine's heartbeat?
They're beating in sync.
God played a trick on you.
Ho October 13th. Not gonna lie, the ending of that trailer was definitely the best part of it. Right, I'm just gonna take a minute to gather my thoughts about this trailer and stuff, and then, yeah, let's discuss this. Okay, so that was the trailer for The Exorcist Believer, which is set to release on October the 13th. I think it would have been nice if they released the film on the same date as the original Exorcist, which is December the 26th. I've always found that funny that they released the original Exorcist a day after Christmas. I mean, just think about that. I always picture like families back in the 70s cuddling up together on Christmas Day, maybe watching It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart or something like that, and then the next day they see this. Something about that just cracks me up. So yeah, anyway, to discuss this new trailer, I've got to say right off the bat that I do have mixed feelings, which I don't think is much of a surprise, to be honest, but at least it's better than having completely pessimistic feelings, which to be honest is what I thought I was going to have after seeing that. But I've got to be honest and say, like, the film has in some aspects really piqued my interest. I'm still slightly worried that it's going to be a really formulaic possession movie, which we've seen so many times in the past, and I feel like with something as special as The Exorcist, we really need to get something new, something that's definitely not the formulaic classic girl gets possessed kind of movie. So I'm really hoping that it doesn't end up being that. In fact, I'm hoping that it actually is a film that has maybe deeper meanings or something to say, kind of like the original Exorcist did. There was quite a few scenes in that trailer where it was kind of like set in a hospital setting, which we saw in the original Exorcist, and I guess it has that kind of theme of like science versus religion, you know, the whole aspect of, well, having reason when it comes to, you know, this girl that is possessed by a demon. So I'm hoping that the film will have something to say, and again, just not be generic and formulaic. Now, probably the worst aspects of that trailer was the whole body and the blood scene. I didn't care very much for that. Definitely wasn't creepy, and it just gave me like PTSD flashbacks to Evil Dies Tonight, from Halloween Kills. If you're a Halloween fan, and certainly if you're a horror fan watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The only reason I'm drawing comparison to that is because this is directed by David Gordon Green, so I hope annoying scenes with people chanting the same lines over and over and over again doesn't become like a hallmark of his movie making, I guess. But besides that, I've got to say that I really do appreciate the fact that we're seeing Ellen Burstyn return as Chris MacNeil. She will probably be, for me at least, maybe the best part of the film. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with her character, what her arc is going to be, and well, basically what role she's going to play in this. As the trailer shows, the family are obviously going to Chris MacNeil for some kind of help because she's the only person who has dealt with this before. And that was another exciting part of this trailer too, was the fact that it is Pazuzu, Lucifer, who is possessing these girls. So it's kind of like that good versus evil thing now. It's like the Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, you know, we've got Chris MacNeil and we've got Pazuzu. And I think that's going to be a really interesting aspect of this movie, and it's certainly something that I am looking forward to seeing. But yeah, as I just mentioned, 2 girls. That's also quite interesting that they've gone down that route. It's not just one girl who's getting possessed by this demon, but it's 2. It's going to be very interesting to see how that works out. And also I've got to say that the design of the makeup in this film looks stunning. Like that looks fantastic. It's a perfect balance, I feel, between modern makeup practical effects and kind of bridging between that and 50 years ago with the original makeup that Linda Blair was portrayed with in the original Exorcist, which still terrifies people to this day. I mean, my girlfriend for one can't stand the look of Regan MacNeil from the original Exorcist. It still terrifies her. She isn't scared of the film per se, but she just doesn't like the look of Regan. And I think, to be honest, with modern internet culture, with the whole, you know, scary maze game and the screamers and stuff like that, the newer generation are also quite terrified of the look of Regan MacNeil. Don't worry, I am not going to put a jump scare in this video, but I have got you on edge now, haven't I? But yeah, I'm sure that the effects in this film will be amazing, just like they were in the Halloween trilogy. And that's all thanks to the great Christopher Nelson, who did the effects in the Blumhouse Halloween trilogy, is doing the effects for this new Exorcist trilogy. And that's great news. His effects are top of the board, if you will. They're incredible. Probably the best aspects of the Halloween trilogy was Christopher Nelson's work, and I'm sure the same is going to be said for these movies right here, which also excites me because I'd hate it if it was a load of CGI effects, because again, we've seen that so much with recent possession films. It'd be great for it to go back to its roots with practical effects, just like the original Exorcist, an aspect that made that film really scary. Hopefully we'll be coming back for this movie. Practical always beats CGI. Well, not always, but the rule is, if you can use practical effects, use them. I guess that the last aspects of this trailer I want to brush on just quickly would be, well, there's some obvious fan service in there for fans of the Exorcist franchise and the original movie. The most obvious one was Mike Oldfield's music. The Tubular Bells score was there. Just like how The Exorcist is one of, if not the most famous horror film in history, that music, along with Michael Myers' theme from Halloween, is also probably the most famous piece of horror music in history, even though I think Mike Oldfield's original is like a rock tune. I heard that he wasn't much of a fan actually that they used it for The Exorcist, but I'm sure he was happy with the royalties afterwards though, right? Another thing I noticed was the scene with the 2 dogs fighting. That's one of the first things we see in the opening of the original Exorcist. I love how they've used that there. It's a really nice reference, and just like in the original, it shows us how this evil is affecting other things around it. And lastly, which was definitely the best part of the entire trailer, was the end of it. When all those shots came up in black and white, for one, that looked genuinely scary. That was without a doubt the scariest part of the trailer and the part that got me the most excited. But I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure the original trailer for the original Exorcist also had something very similar, with these really stark black and white shots of like Regan, and it works to a fantastic effect. Also love seeing like the girl with, I'm pretty sure her face was starting to go like Pazuzu near the end, but yeah, that looked fantastic. So there we have it, guys. That is my first time seeing the new Exorcist Believer trailer and my initial thoughts and reactions to that. But of course, the most interesting part of this is what you guys think. Are you excited for this film? Is there anything in that trailer you picked up on that I didn't pick up on? And also, tell me in the comments below, just in general, what do you think about this new trailer? Are you excited for this movie? And yeah, I'd love to have a discussion with you guys, so let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to follow me over on my Instagram. That's where I post all my updates of nerdy collection room stuff, as well as various other things, so you can find me on there. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I really appreciate, as I say in every video, I really appreciate all the support on this channel and these videos, so thank you guys for checking them out and commenting. I really appreciate it, and until next time guys, take care.